Thank you for tuning in. I'm Leslie, and I'm reporting on behalf of Temecula Yoga Collective, a yoga studio in Temecula, California. And today we're continuing on with our collective conversations, some interviews that we have with local businesses who have a conscious living aspect as part of their business. And today we're meeting with Colin Buchanan. He owns Raw Revelations in Murrieta, California. And we're just going to find out a little bit more about the products he sells. And in fact, we have some of the products in Temecula Yoga Collective's boutique. So we're pretty excited about today's interview. So thank you, Colin. And first of all, just tell us a little bit about your products.
Thank you. Well, it all started with my journey into health and what helped me overcome allergies, surgeries, different healing ailments I had, and it ended up being a really long, fun journey. It's a discovery in what materials help our body heal itself.
Was there one particular thing that kind of set you on this path to help?
It was quite a few health challenges that I feel like I had. I had a bad situation when I was 16 years old, right when I started high school. I had a ruptured appendix, and I literally almost died from it. The doctors were really hesitant to operate on me. They weren't sure. And I remember it was kind of like I was sick in bed for a week, and I had the doctors come visit me at home. And when the next day everything changed, I woke up, it really hurt, something was really wrong, I could tell, and that's when my infected appendix had burst and all the toxins had spilt out into my abdominal area. And I went in for emergency surgery, and they removed all that, had to pull out a lot of my organs, suck all the toxins out, put everything back. And so I healed pretty well from that. I was young, and but still I had my own healing challenges, problem skin, like every teenager has. Different, I'd have lethargy if I didn't eat healthy. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that I was very sensitive to my foods. And so I just always wanted more energy. I'd notice if I had some fruit and I ate that, I'd feel better. And so my mom would never let me drink soda, that kind of thing. And that was kind of something I tuned into. And then I broke my bone really bad. That was a compound fracture in my shin, where my bone popped through my leg, and I have a rod in there now. And so that kind of set me on another healing journey. That was when I was around 20, and I was on crutches for a long time, and then due to inactivity, I actually moved out to another place, and due to that moving and all that inactivity, I got a hernia from that. And so I just had, and that was before I was 21 years old.
Wow, just a series of health issues.
A series of all these things popped up, and then I said, how can I heal my bone more? And I wanted to, how could a hernia have been prevented? And yes, all this stuff, there's ways to do all that. The doctors were like, no, you can't heal your bone faster. And I actually got into some key nutrients that helped me heal my bone faster, and they were actually pretty surprised.
So was this just research you had done on your own?
Yeah, there was a few books. I remember seeing Kevin Trudeau's infomercial, Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
He's in jail now. It's crazy. They didn't want him telling that stuff.
Oh, wow.
And it's quite interesting where it's all gone, how some of these people started telling you, hey, you don't have to be on this prescription, you could do it this way. That just fascinated me. Mm-hmm. How to take the power back in our own hands. Our health is in our own hands, really. And too many people give up that responsibility to their doctors and their dentists, and they say, well, take care of me, just tell me what I need to do. And there's not enough information, there's not enough sharing and power sharing with the individual, saying, hey, you can do this, you can do this. Don't do this, and you will be really healthy.
And the ironic thing is, there is so much information out there. So it's nice that we have people like you. You're kind of a clearinghouse for this information. And it's nice that this is coming about. It seems that there's been a little bit of a movement, do you think?
Oh, yeah. Huge movement, huge consciousness movement in this. And I mean, the supplement industry, obviously it's a sign, it's $1 billion industry now. So everybody's wanting, they know they need to supplement with something. But that was my next challenge, is what do we use? Do we just go and buy the cheapest vitamins at the store? Is that good enough? And so I kind of found it wasn't, and so I was like always searching for something that was better. It's like, okay, what food is the most nutritious? And let's try to eat those foods. And a lot of times it's hard to get fresh food that's, you go to the grocery store and all the produce just, it doesn't seem right. The fruit doesn't taste good, and so it's hard to like eat truly naturally. So the best thing I found was to go to like finding these superfoods and finding things that were grown correctly, they were wild harvested, and they were dried on site, processed to where they could preserve the nutrients, and then we could take them, and there wasn't like a shelf life on them. Like you don't finish your lettuce and it goes bad or that kind of thing. It's like you have the chance to just go through these things and take them, and they're always there for you. That's one thing I really resonated with, like the superfood powders and that kind of thing, because it was preservable, it was easy to use, it was okay if you skipped a few days, it didn't go bad on you, and you felt it. You felt that it was that heirloom food, that wild food that I'm really after.
Is it more bioavailable, say, than vitamins?
Yeah, I mean, most of our vitamins aren't even being made from food. And it's like, we know we're designed for the food that is grown on this planet. What science has done is they've mimicked the nutrients in food by chemical means, by fermenting different chemical isolates and different things. So a lot of the derivatives of a lot of the vitamins could be petroleum based, could be like sewage sludge based, definitely synthetic based, and
they also run the gamut to quality, right? So they're not regulated, so you don't know what you're getting sometimes.
Yes, exactly, and the FDA is trying to regulate them, and there's a movement in 2011. Some people calling it the food codex and stuff. They're seeing that it was going to be limiting dietary supplements, but it was just a lot more stringent test methods that needed to go on for dietary supplement manufacturers. And actually, we're in the process of adopting that. It's 21 CFR 111. It's good. It's just a series of good manufacturing practices that you have to look at your suppliers. You have to give them questionnaires, and you have to give them the correct purchase orders. And then when you get the material, you have to test it your own way to see, okay, is this really free of microbiological contaminants like yeast and mold and fungus? And then is it really what they say it is? Identity testing. Then when you blend it all together in your proof facility, then you test the finished material to show if you're guaranteeing there's 100% of vitamin C or whatever, that there actually is, and that there were no contaminants when you were blending it. So then you do another microbiological test, and so it's a long process, and it costs more money, and that's why a lot of supplement companies don't do it. And there's nobody knocking on your door saying, "Oh, you have to do this." It's just if you get caught doing it, not doing all those steps, then you get in trouble. It's kind of like better to go do it that route, better be safe than have to deal with an audit and have to deal with all sorts of problems later. So that's where we're going. Is we're going wholesale, we're going nationwide and stuff, but we don't have the ability to just make unlimited amounts of this product. So our sources are really unique. So we're sticking with the yoga studios, the consciousness centers. We're kind of trying to stick with local health food stores, and then most of our direct sales through a website and farmers markets.